Hi everyone. Today's class will be under the topic of inverse proportions, and we will be doing some percentages as well. Let's answer the questions that were sent out. So this question requires inverse proportion. A rice farmer employs 15 men to harvest his crop. The men take 12 days to do the job. If he had employed 9 men, how many days would it take them to complete it? So the manpower for the first section is 15, right? However, if he hired 9 men, the manpower would be 9. So that means less hands. So therefore, more time, right? If you understand, 15 men will do the job faster than 9 men would. So let X be the amount of days the men would take. So that would be X over 12, because we are trying to figure out how much days. So we put X over the 12 days is equal to how many men will use that first? 15 over, and we are going to use 9 men now. All right, so we cross multiply. 9x would be equal to 12 by 15, which is 180, and therefore 9x would be equal to 180. Let's put it nicely here. Bring up this a bit. And x would be equal to 180 divided by 9, which is equal to 20 days. So 9 men will take 20 days to harvest the same crop. Let's do another question. Well, the second question is, same thing, 9 taps fill a tank in 4 hours. How many hours would it take to fill the tank if only 6 taps are working? So 9 taps take 4 hours. How many hours would it take 6 taps to fill the same tank? So we proceed. Let X be the variable, what we are looking for. So we are looking for hours. Let X be the amount of hours it would take 6 taps to fill the tank, right? We start to write X over, so we are trying to find the amount of hours. So we put X over the amount of hours before, 4, which is equal to, how many taps did they use before? 9, and we put it over the 6. So that would lead us to cross multiply. 6x is equal to 9 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 36, which is then 6x is equal to 36, which is now x is equal to 36 divided by 6, which is equal to 6 hours. Right, so that's basically how inverse proportion works. Another question. A contractor decides that he can build a barn in 8 weeks using 5 men. So 5 men builds a barn in 8 weeks. How long would it take if he hired 3 more men? Right, so he's going to hire 3 more men. So he hired 5 men at first. So he's going to hire 8 men to compare the time, right? So let X be the amount of time 8 men takes to build the same barn. So we put X. What are we looking for? Time. And how long did they take, the 5 men? 8 weeks. So, and now we're putting the 5 men over the 8 men because it's 8 men they are hiring. Cross multiply. 8x is equal to 8 by 5, which is equal to 40. And that will be 8x is equal to 40. And x will now be equal to 40 divided by 8, which is equal to 5 weeks. Awesome. Hope you are understanding the concept behind the inverse proportion. Let's do some percentages question now. So express 17 over 15 as a percentage. How do we work this out? We know that anytime we're working percentage, we're just going to multiply by 100, which is equal to 100 over 1, right? Which is equal to 17 by 100 is 1700 over 15 by 1, which is 15. And when we divide that, we will get 113.33%. Pretty easy. So now they gave us a table, right? Another question. They gave us a table and they asked us to fill it in. So common fraction, percentage, and decimal fraction. So the first, they didn't give us anything for the, oh yeah, they gave us 3 over 5. And they want us to put this as a percent. And we know how to work out percentages. 3 over 5 multiplied by 100 over 1. All right, that would be 60%. And 60% as a decimal fraction is 0.60. All right. Next one they gave us is 45%, and we have to fill in the other 2 spaces. 45%, we know 45% as a decimal fraction is just 0.45 because it follows the same structure. And 45 as a fraction is 45 over 100, right? 45 over 100, but we want it as its simplest form. So we find a number, a factor, that the largest factor that could go into them. So let's try 5. So 5 into 45 is 9, and 5 into 100 is 20. And 9 over 20, we can't go smaller than that, so that's our fraction. 9 over 20, 45%, 0.45. Let's do one more. The question says 0.35. And of course, we follow the same structure. It will be 35%. And of course, 35 over 100 same way, which would be, when we break it down, you can use small numbers to break it down until you get the simplest form. I can see that 5 can go into both of them. 5 into 35 is 7, 5 into 100 is 20, and that's the smallest the number can be broken down. So we completed the chart. All right, 3 over 5 is 60%, and 0.60. 45% is 9 over 20, and 0.45. 0.35 is 35%, and 7 over 20. Let us move on. All right, I hope that you guys understanding percentages and inverse proportions and all the good stuff. All right. So I don't know, I'm trying to get something here. Okay. All right, so the other question is, a mathematics book has 330 pages. 360 pages. They came and said algebra consists of 50% of the book. So we need to work this out. And they also said geometry is 20%. So we would need to work this out as well. And they said that the remainder is arithmetic. So in order for us to find the remainder, we would need to work out the 50%, work out the 20%. So let's work out algebra. 50%, so that's 50 over 100 multiplied by 360 over 1. And when you work that out, you will get half of 360, right? Because 50% is half. So that's 180 pages for algebra. Now, geometry is equal to 20 over 100 multiply by same 360, which is equal to 72 pages. And the remainder will be the total 360 minus the other two sections, which is 180 plus, 180 plus the 72, which is 360 minus, when you add them up, the answer is 108 pages for arithmetic, right? Awesome. So let's do a question similar to that. So there are 530 students in a school. They also said 30% are footballers. So that means the others are not footballers, right? So they want to find out how many students are not footballers. With mathematics, you have to apply a lot of logic and reasoning. You need to sit down and think of exactly what they are asking you for and how to go about working the question out. So if they want to know how many are not footballers, we can do this in 2 ways. We know that 100% is the total, and 30% is how many footballers, so we could minus 30, and the answer would be how many don't play football, 70%. And we could then say 70 over 100 multiplied by the total amount of students, which is 530 over 1, which would be equal to 265. Hold on a second. Let me recalculate this. So 70.7 multiplied by 530. So that would be 371. Or we can say 30%. Work out how many play football, right? Footballers are 30 over multiply by 530, which would be equal to 159. And now that we know that there are 159 footballers, the remainder who are not footballers would be 530 minus 159, which is equal to 371. All right, so students. So we label our stuff correctly. Great. These are basic percentages question, right? And the last question for the homework is: a concert is attended by 2,500 persons. So 2,500 attendees, right? For the concert. They said that 47% are adult females. So and they said adult males were 32%, and the remainder would be children, right? Remainder are children. So they want to find out how many children were at the concert. So again, we have different ways of working this out. So we can work out the percentages. 100 is the total. 100 minus 47 for female, 47 for female, plus 32 for male. That would be, the remainder would be 43%. And then we can say, well, let's work out the 43%. 43 over 100 multiply by the total 2500 over 1, which would be equal to 1075 children. Or we can work out the adults. 43 over 100 multiply by 2500 over 1, which is equal to 625 adults. And then we could work out, sorry, adult female, right? So let's just put female. Adult female. And we can work out the adult male, which is equal to 32. Oh, it's 47. But the answer is still correct. I think I'm working out a different question here. A concert is attended by 25, 47 are adults, 32 are males. How many? So what I did is my working, I have 25%, so this will have to work over. All right, so let's do this again. I have 25% in my working, so 43 over 100 by 2500. So that's 1075. Let's scratch this question and start over. My working 30. So the adult females are 47. The adult males are 32 and the children, right? So great, let's work this over. So the adult, we said that we could have worked it out as 100 minus add 47 plus 32. That is still equal. So 47 plus 32, 79 minus 100, that's 21% for children. And we could have put 21 over 100 multiplied by 2500, which is equal to 525 children. All right, I'm so sorry about that mix-up. Or we could have worked out the adult females, which would have been 47 over 100 multiplied by the 2500 over 1, which is equal to 47 divided by 1175. And the adult males would have been 32 over 100 multiplied by 2500 over 1, which would have been 800. And then we would have subtracted it from the total. So children would have been the total, which is 2500 minus these two add up on 175, add 800, which is equal to 1175 add 800 is equal to 1975 minus 2500, which is equal to 525. So whichever version you prefer, that's fine, right? And this is the end of the solutions, and I hope that you understand everything. If you have any questions to my students, please feel free to write it down, highlight it, and let me know.